Welcome to the CBS Local Sports Pro Football Pick'em Show for week number 13 in the National Football League. That's Joe Benigno. I'm Evan Roberts. Our job every week is to pick the winners as best as we can and avoid complete and utter embarrassment. So far this season, no embarrassment. Benigno's catching up to me. He's 113-63. I'm 118-58. Our special guests are a combined 95 and 81. But last week, Joe, you were very, very impressive. 13-3. I was a measly 9-7, and our chef, Nadine Beauchamp, should stick to cooking because she was 7-9. This week's special guest, his mom actually allowed him a bereavement day from school the day following the Mets beating the Red Sox in, of course, the famous 1986 World Series. And he also couldn't play football his freshman year in high school because they couldn't find a helmet big enough for his giant cranium. Joining us this week, professional sports nut, Nick Stevens. Nicholas, how are you?
What's up, Nick? Gentlemen, as the great Roddy Piper said in the movie They Live, I have come here today to chew bubblegum, kick ass, and go 16-0. And I'm all out of bubblegum. I just want to make sure that I bring the noise, the thunder, the sound, and the fury today.
Well, so far you brought in a lot of stuff that Benigno doesn't care about, so you're off to a great start.
Roddy Piper. Who else is that guy?
First game, the New York Jets and the Washington Redskins.
Bro, look, the Jets got a win last week, ended that hideous two-game losing streak. And I tell you, the Redskins, they've been played a lot better the last couple weeks. In a very close game, I'm taking the Jets.
I'll tell you, the Jets are going to lose this game. The Redskin defense has been solid all season long for the most part, and this Jet offense, and I'll tell you, Mark Sanchez was very fortunate. He didn't throw 4 interceptions on Sunday. Only threw 1. Redskins pull off the upset. What do you think, funny boy?
You know, the Sanchez really saved his skin last Sunday with the 4-touchdown performance. He did an excellent job finding Santonio Sweet Homes, Alabama, in the end zone with just 1 minute left on the clock. Expect a very hearty serving of the ground and pound coming into the nation's capital, where the football offense is the only thing more disastrous than Herman Cain's attempt to convince me he should be president of the United States. The New York Jets are the pick.
It is a game that was flexed to Sunday night, the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints.
Bro, the Saints are just rolling, especially at home. You see what they did to the Giants last week. Now, the Lions, look, 7-4, but they've lost 4 of their last 5. The Damacon Sue out of this game because of that 2-game suspension, the first of the 2 games. I got to take the Saints at home in this one, bro.
Saints will win this game, but I think the Lions will play a better football game, a cleaner game than they played on Thanksgiving. But the Saints are kicking it in a high gear. I like the New Orleans Saints to win a high-scoring affair.
Drew Brees is playing football right now at an unprecedented quarterback level. This is an amazing offense. And you know what? The Lions they've got Megatron. They've got Matthew Stafford. But this offense is about as one-dimensional as a flat Stanley, and it scares me about as much as a Twilight movie. Ladies and gentlemen, go Saints, go.
Okay, Dennis Miller, what's a flat Stanley?
It's one of those things kids send around to. Did you go to school?
Yeah. It's the Raider Nation going to South Beach to take on J-Lo's Miami Dolphins.
Bro, the Raiders are in first place right now. They're back. They're in the AFC West, 7-4. Carson Palmer's starting to find himself. But you know what? I got a feeling the Dolphins are going to find a way to win this. I can see the Raiders slipping up here. Give me Miami in an upset over the Raiders.
That feeling you get is just indigestion from Thanksgiving. The Raider Nation is coming to Miami, Florida, and they're going to punch them in the mouth. They settle for field goals like they did last week. It's fine when you can score 25 points. I like the Oakland Raiders to go down to Miami, knock off the Dolphins, and I think this one's going to be a blowout. I think they're going to punch them in the mouth. What say you?
And Tony Sparano somehow has convinced this Dolphin team to turn the beat around Gloria Estefan style. And it's pretty impressive. But you know what? If they want to call that stadium the Barclays Center, the Matt Barclays Center next year, then they might want to actually take a dive and lose a couple of games the rest of this season. You know, ever since Al Davis died, surprisingly, it's been just run, baby. And the Raiders are going to run all the way to 8-4.
Early in the season, we all thought the Bengals were going to stink. Now they're battling for a playoff spot, and they battle the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Bro, the Bengals have had a tremendous year. What a surprise. Probably the biggest surprise in the league. But they're playing the Steelers. Who knows about winning more than they do? Big Ben on his way to Canton on roller skates. Give me the Steelers.
I love Andy Dalton because he has red hair. And look where they are. They're 7-4. They're in a playoff race. Here's the problem. Pittsburgh finds a way. And they're going to find a way on Sunday against Cincinnati.
You should have picked Andy Dalton. That is some ginger on ginger crime, and shame on you. How am I going to pick against a guy like Andy Dalton? His last name is Dalton. Dalton is the name of Patrick Swayze's character in Roadhouse, and that kicks ass. Andy Dalton kicks ass. They are going in there this Sunday to beat the Steelers and keep the AFC North as crowded as a Walmart opening on Black Friday at 6 a.m. Bring your pepper spray, folks. Let's go, Bengals.
Thanks for joining us here on the CBS Local Sports Pro Football Pick'em Show for Week 13. For the giant-headed man, Nick Stevens. For the man with the mustache, Joe Benigno. For the meaty red rifle, Evan Roberts. I say thanks for joining us. Take a look at all our picks for Week 13.
Welcome back to Benigno's Picks and Flicks. I'm Nick Stevens. That's Evan Roberts.
Oh, the pain.
If you like gingers and sex kittens, you're in the right place.